Hello. Hello. Hi. I thought I'd make a video about some of my favorite things, or at least things that have been on my mind recently that I've been enjoying, to help you get to know me a little better and get to know what my lifestyle is like a little more, my interests, things like that. I am not super consumeristic. I don't buy a lot of things, and I don't usually derive a whole lot of pleasure from physical items either. So I try, I had to think about it, but I tried to collect a few things that kind of represent some of the little things that I enjoy. So let's get into it. Okay, so first off, we have the Billie Eilish Perfume. I just recently got this. It was about $70-80, which is quite expensive for a perfume. I've never bought a perfume that expensive. But I really liked it. I was able to smell it in the store. It smells so good. It's exactly the fragrance I was looking for, so I had to get it. I've been looking for something of this smell for so long. It's a very soft smell. It's not a super abrasive. It's very vanilla, woody almost. I think you're smelling it. Yeah, like a woody vanilla, but it's not super warm. It's almost a cooler scent, which I really appreciate for like everyday wear. It's not super abrasive. It sits really nice on the skin, and when it dries down, it's just straight like a vanilla extract smell. It's so nice, like a woody, soft vanilla smell. Okay, so next up I have another perfume. This is the Sol de Janeiro, what's this, 71. As you can see, I have almost emptied it. It's not that expensive, it's like $25. So it's much more approachable for perfumes, but it doesn't last as long as my next perfume that I'll talk about. But I love this smell. This one is a very warm smell, like cookies, like vanilla, like caramel, like amber, but very sweet. It's a very sweet smell. And like I said, it doesn't last very long, but if I put it in my hair or on my clothes, it will kind of persist a bit longer. Very sweet, and I like it a lot. And obviously, I've finished it. I don't think I'll repurchase it because I have 2 perfumes that I'm currently using right now. So I'll get through those and then maybe repurchase it or maybe try something new. I'm not sure yet. So this is the Lattafa line. I got this off Amazon as well. It's the Camra smell. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but this is what it looks like. It's very nice. I love this smell. This is by far the strongest scent that I have. It's very, almost like cologne-y. It's very, like the top notes are very whiskey, rum, a little bit of caramel, amber. It's so nice, but it dries down and smells just like a caramel little candy or like a caramel cookie. It's so nice, like very sweet, very like buttery sweet, like very rich, but also those whiskey notes are still there. Very woody as well. I love this smell, and it by far, like I said, lasts so long. You can spray two little sprays will last you all day, maybe even till the next day. This is about the same price point as the last one, maybe around $25-30. It's what was so worth it, and like I said, because it's so strong, I feel like it'll last a very long time for this amount of product. So I'm very happy with it. I've been looking for a perfume for a while. I'm just now starting to really get into it. So these are all of my favorite ones I've tried so far in my whole life. Another thing about the Lattafa fragrance, I got it several years ago, and when I first got it, I did not like the smell. It was too strong, too alcohol-y. It was not the kind of scent that I wanted. Like, it was just very, smelled like because it was one of the first ones I got, the first perfume I ever, like real perfume I ever got. So when I first put it on, I could, it almost fit that stereotype of what I thought like perfume and cologne was, like just straight like alcohol, didn't smell good, like very straight like rum whiskey smell. But I haven't used it for a couple years, and like a couple months ago randomly I was just like, I might as well try it again. It's still sitting here, like either I'm gonna use it or give it away or throw it out or something. So I put it on, and it had developed this, like it almost matured. And I've heard in the perfume community, I've heard that perfumes do or are able to change over time or develop over time or mature, smell better over time. And that's exactly what happened with this one. I'm not sure if it's my specific bottle or this perfume in general or cologne. I think it's a unisex smell. It just smells great now. It's exactly what it was described as, and I love it. Just perfectly caramel, vanilla-y, woody, rummy, whiskey. Perfect smell. I love it. But it did take a while to get here. Okay, so my next beauty product is pretty simple. Almond oil. Pretty basic, straight to the point. It's almond oil. There's no other ingredients. I use it after, so I'll take like an exfoliating shower, really exfoliate with like a scrubby sort of washcloth or something like that, or the African nut sponge I'm trying out right now. I'm not sure if I would recommend it, but I also haven't really decided what my favorite exfoliator is yet. But I'll take an exfoliating shower, I'll get out, I'll put a lotion on. Still haven't found a lotion I love either. But after that, I'll put on the almond oil, and I love this stuff. It smells good. It's perfectly like that sort of cocoa butter, nutty smell, kind of sweet, and it's not super oily. Like once you put it on and rub it in for a couple seconds, you just feel so soft, and my skin feels so soft after I put it on. It's so nice, and it lasts for a long time, keeps me very moisturized, because I don't like to use lotion every day. I would prefer something like an oil that will keep the moisture in for a longer period of time, something like that. So I love that. It's been very helpful. I actually got the recommendation from Quinlan on YouTube. Shout out, I love her. Quinlan Blackwell, that's my girl. But yeah, it's definitely a staple in my like shower hygiene routine now. Last beauty product that I have is a lipstick. I'm not currently wearing it, but I'll swatch it for you. This is the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. This is a very classic like line. A lot of people I know personally have their like signature soft matte NYX lip. It's so nice. I think it goes really well with my undertone, but it's very bright pinky red. So I'll swatch it here for you. That's what it looks like, and it's very soft. It's a very soft color, very soft texture, consistency, and then it sort of dries down on your lips so it doesn't smudge, and it's great. I love it so much. It's my like signature color. I wear it almost every day if I'm using lip product. It's definitely a solid piece of my routine, and I love it. I've repurchased it several times by now. Yeah, just check out their whole line. They have a bunch of different colors for different complexions, different undertones. My by far favorite lip product to date. I have two shoes I wanted to show you. The first one is like kind of like my everyday shoe. So this is, I love them. I usually wear a lot of black colors, a lot of dark, I wear a lot of black. So having a black shoe staple is very important for me to find, and I love these. And I'm quite tall and long, obviously, so I wanted a shoe that was wide enough to sort of create an interesting silhouette on my figure. And these are obviously the signature DC shoes, have really fat tongues and wide, and are wide and they're wide. So it really gave me the silhouette that I wanted, and I love them. I want to get another pair, like a white pair. I've been looking at the white and gray ones. I'll probably purchase those, but I don't wear as much white, so I'm still trying to figure out how to style them before I purchase them. But these black ones are my favorite, my staple shoe. I wear them all the time. And then the next one is these fur boots. Wow. I know it might look like a lot, but again, like I was saying, I'm very tall. I like a wide shoe. I wear a lot of black, so these are brown with like black tips. So it fit in perfectly. And it has a very, it breaks up my silhouette, makes my legs breaks up the silhouette of my legs. It's a perfect chunky piece for like colder weather, and I love them so much. I got them quite recently, like in the last couple months, but I've worn them so many times, even on days where it's not cold. Like, I love them so much. And I got them on Amazon. They're about $70, I think. Again, quite expensive, but I think I'll get enough wear out of them. And they are warm and good enough for a winter shoe, but they're not waterproof. So if you're going in snow or in the rain or something, I don't recommend wearing them because your feet will get wet. But I have actually one more shoe. You would not believe it. I forgot even. Are my cow slippers. They're so sweet. I love wearing them. I love the colors. They're very neutral colored. I love neutral colored things, and they're cute, and they make my feet warm. My feet get cold, and I love them. They're so sweet. I got them on Amazon for maybe like $15. They're great. I really, it makes me feel cozy and enhances my cozy vibe when I need it. That's all the shoes I have. We'll move on to sort of lifestyle things. So this first one I have, pretty basic. It's a milk frother. That's the brand. I, again, just got it on Amazon. It was quite cheap. It was like $6 or something. I've had this for a while. And essentially, when I'm making, like I like to have a warm drink in the morning. So I'll make a little hot chocolate or coffee or a tea or something. I'll put all my little things in there, and I use this and put it in the cup, and it mixes it for me. Or even like protein powder, putting that into something, it's great for mixing that. Even sauces or vinaigrettes or something. Okay, so next for lifestyle sort of homeware stuff is this candle. I got this from Bath and Body Works. I got it probably at the beginning of this year when they start putting their Christmas stuff on sale. So it was about a month or so after Christmas, and it was very cheap. It was like $6 or so, and it smells so good. It just smells like a Christmas tree. Fresh balsam is what it's called, and that's just like a fir tree, and it smells exactly like that very strong tree smell, and I love it. Got another candle from Bath and Body Works during this sale. It's called Marshmallow Fireside. I don't love this one as much, but it smells similar to one I got 2 years ago or last year. I forgot what it was called, but it basically just smelled like a campfire. It was just a campfire smell. It smelled like wood and fire and camping. So this one's a little sweeter than that one was, so I prefer the other one, but it smells very good. I like it a lot. Okay, so next up I have, it's right here. It's essentially a little fireplace. I'm not sure if you can see it that well. Let me turn it on. And it's pretty sturdy, and you can see it has some like artificial flames down there with little wood that lights up red when you turn it on, but also it's a wax melter. So this top part comes off here, and I put my wax in there, and then it warms the wax and melts it, like, because it's a wax melter, and it's so beautiful. I live in a warmer climate right now, but I grew up in a very mountainous, woodsy area. We had fires in the wintertime, and we would roast marshmallows and stuff, and that's some of my fondest memories. It's one of my greatest connections with like human nature, I guess, like is having a little fire. But since I live in a warm climate, there's not really opportunities to have like a bonfire or a fireplace or anything like that. So this is serving as my little artificial fireplace right now, and I love it so much. It brings me so much joy. The scent I'm using right now is warm leather and amber. It smells very good. It smells very musky, like cologne-y. It's amber, vanilla bean, mahogany, cacao scents, but it's very it is very strong, like masculine, woody smelling. And I really like it a lot. That's some, obviously we talked a lot about smells so far in this video, but that's some of my favorite scents is woody, amber, vanilla, outside, fire smells. Those are my favorites. So I'm really enjoying the wax melter. Oh, I got it from Walmart. It was like $20. I can't recommend it enough. I think Sierra Ann, she's also on YouTube. I started noticing it around her Christmas videos, and I thought that the ambiance it provided was so nice. So I had to get one. It was so cheap. It works so well, and I love it. It's really great. My next item is this tea box. And I can open it up here, and it has this wonderful green velvet interior. I inherited this, so I just recently got it from my grandmother's things. It's so beautiful. I love tea, like I was saying, like have a little warm drink in the morning. I love this gold embellishment, so I have some teas, some emergency, some little like trinkets, a little milk container, card from the first chocolate frog I've ever gotten, and it was the herbologist, yeah, the pioneer of herbology. So, and I love plants and I love nature, like we were learning about me. Great, and it really enhances the ritual of making tea for me. It gives it like purpose and aesthetic fulfillment. So I think Plato would be proud of my my development of my personal aesthetics and my personal rituals and routines. I have a couple TV shows / movies I wanted to mention. Not a whole lot though. I don't usually watch a lot of TV. I was really into movies, like really niche movies for a while. So I have watched a decent amount of movies, but I don't watch them even daily or weekly now. But I want to get back into the artful side of it, and there have been some TV shows that I've been liking recently, so I wanted to give you a couple of these. So Severance, obviously Severance. I know people were talking about Yellow Jacket, like Yellow Severance Lotus or something, where they're watching Yellow Jacket, Severance, and The White Lotus. I've only seen Severance out of those, so let me know if I should watch the other two. But I love Severance. Adam Scott, the main guy, he was in Parks and Rec. I used to love that show with Amy Poehler. I love her. I think he's so funny, and he's a very everyman kind of actor, which I think is important to have in media. I love the topic of severance. I love talking about capitalism. I love talking about sort of the work-life balance. Everyone in it is amazing. I love Mr. Milchick. He's great. I love Dylan. They're all great. Irving, Helly, they're all my favorite characters. Honestly, all of those are my favorite characters. And I love to see their personality come out. I love the way the show's going so far, and I can't wait to see more. So, Severance. Also, recently watched The Boy and the Heron, I think is what it's called, or Boy and the Heron. It's a Ghibli movie. Yeah, it's a movie. It's a Ghibli movie, and it came out kind of recently in the last year or two, I think. But I never saw it. I kind of wanted to go to the movies in like the movie theater and see it, but I never ended up going. So I recently watched it on like HBO Max. I watched it there, and it actually surprised me. Like I am very skeptical of newer movies, especially that come out. I don't like where things are going with like budget and writing for the vast majority of media nowadays. But I was so pleasantly surprised. It's probably one of my favorite Ghibli movies now, like top 3 for sure. It was so beautiful. The landscapes were beautiful, the colors. I really liked the story. It was more mystical than some of the other Ghibli movies, like a little less grounded with reality. It was a bit more fantastical, and there was more talking animals and interesting plot lines and kings and spirits, and it was so nice to watch. It was really great. I can't recommend it enough. I really enjoyed it. Okay, this next one is a bit of a strange recommendation, but if you're familiar with Fraggle Rock, they're like Muppets from Jim Henson from like the 80s, and my mother got me the box set when I was young, and I loved that show. So Fraggle Rock, but they recently made a Fraggle Rock, like Back to the Rock, I think it's called, on Apple TV. So since I was watching Severance, I saw that this new show was out, and I love Fraggle Rock, and I watched it, and I loved it. I love to see the characters come back. I recommend the older version if you're first starting out. The new one is a bit more children focused, like more focused on like having a moral every episode. Puppetry, I think that's such an interesting art form that people don't explore in new media. I love to see. It was so beautiful, and even just the set designs and the voice acting is just great. I love it. Okay, and my last movie TV thing I wanted to talk about was completely the opposite of the last one, is Buffalo 66. Yeah. Listen, I think it's very important to separate, at least for me personally, because I'm not on social media. I don't keep up with what's going on in the news in terms of celebrity gossip and things like that. I don't know. I don't care. I don't know these people. I will probably never know these people. But Buffalo 66, I think, is a very interesting art piece that I resonated with a lot. I might just cut this out because it is controversial. Okay, it's controversial. I know it is. I'm not saying that it isn't. I would never say that. However, I personally resonated with the art piece, okay? I think the cinematography is great. I think the editing is great. I think the color grading is great. I love the actress. She played Wednesday in the original, not the original, but like the 90s version of the Addams Family. She played Wednesday. She's in the new Wednesday show. I love her as an actress. She's so great. I love just her mysticism in the movie, and I resonated with it a lot. And it is obviously upsetting, trigger warning, and etc. But it's very interesting watch, and I think it is. I really liked it. So the next segment is going to be trinkets, collectible sort of things. So this first one is my first Funko Pop. This is the first Funko Pop I've ever bought. So it's Arwen from Lord of the Rings. She's so beautiful. Look at her. I love her green dress. I love her headdress. Oh, she's so great. So she's the daughter of Elrond. If you know anything about Lord of the Rings, I love Lord of the Rings. My next item will also be about Lord of the Rings. But if you know anything about it, she's the daughter of Elrond, obviously. She marries Aragorn, you know, the king of the men. She's great. I love her. It was pretty cheap. She was like $10 or $12. And I know they're collectibles. And I don't know the status quo of the Funko Pop community, okay? I don't know if me taking her out of the box is a bad thing or something. I don't know. But she's chilling. She's beautiful. She deserves to be free and walking around. So she sits over here on my shelf and she's great. I love her. She's very inspiring to me. She's just beautiful and I love it. Okay, so my next item, like I said, is more Lord of the Rings. My Lord of the Rings box set. Okay, so I also inherited this. I love it. I love Lord of the Rings. It's so nice to have physical media of the thing I love. I can pick it up, I can open it. There's little booklets in here that have like, that detail the bonus features, I think, on the sets. Here's a little map. Like, that's what I want. And look at the artwork. It's so beautiful. I love Lord of the Rings. I've read the main series of Lord of the Rings. And I've also read the Silmarillion, Unfinished Tales, some of Children of Hurin, and Beren and Luthien. And I love it so much. It is my favorite series that has ever been written. I think it's unmatched. I think his prose, the plot, the moral compass of it all is beautiful. The admiration for nature, it's just everything that I want in a series, and like fantastical mythos and like deep rooted like lessons and like historical timelines and cause and effect through generations and time. It's just beautiful, and it's a beautiful take on war that I feel like is not talked about in the same way anymore. Like, Rings of Power came out. I was expecting a lot from it. I hate to say it, I really do. I hated it really bad. Well, Galadriel's also my favorite character, so I'm not getting into that right now, but but I feel like it completely went over their head. Like, the whole point is not like, okay, we need an action episode, we need to have more warriors, we need to have more callousness. No, that's not what Lord of the Rings is about. Like, yeah, there is a war happening in the Lord of the Rings, right? And in the world, in today's world, in our world, there's war. But that's not what our lives are about. It's not about the war. It's not about being callous. It's not about that conflict. It's about, why do you want to be alive? And that is what I love about Lord of the Rings. And yeah, I love Lord of the Rings. Sorry. And I know Peter Jackson, whatever, he didn't do it perfectly by the book. He did a good damn job. Oh my God. He did such a good job. It's beautiful. Those are some of the most beautiful movies I've ever seen. Ever. The scale, the nature, the acting, the devotion. It was beautiful. I love Lord of the Rings. I love the books, first and foremost, and then the movies. And I love the characters. It's just, I love it. Okay, my final sort of trinket sort of thing, I guess, is this. This is my leather cover for my field notes journal. So then, field notes. So I use these little field notes memo books, I guess, for just little notes, little getting things out of my head, little lists or things I don't want to forget, and having like a place for it so it doesn't get damaged. And because I take this everywhere, I'll put it in a book bag, throw it in my purse, I'll put it in my pocket, like I'll put it in huge bags amongst like a bunch of other things, and it keeps my notebook safe. But it's also great. I feel like a little grandpa sitting by the sea, or like Ernest Hemingway or something, writing about like my woes in my little leather bound journal. And I love it. And you can just easily switch out the little notebooks inside. So it's reusable, it's great. I'll probably keep that for a long time, and I really love it. I'll quickly talk about some songs I've been listening to that I really like. I don't love music. I don't think I'm necessarily a music person. It doesn't come naturally to me. I don't really want to make music. It's just not my skill set, not my major interest or anything, but obviously I listen to music. So I have a couple songs here that I've been really liking. Revolving Doors by Gorillaz. Wow. I love this song. It's funky, it's smooth. I love the vocals in it. I love like the beat. I just love a funky, like, I don't know the word for it, but like asymmetrical beat. Like it's just weird and funky. And I like it a lot, but it's also soft and sort of sad. I love that song. Oh, Headlock by Imogen Heap. Love that song. She slays. I love the vocals. There's not much I can say because I don't really know what I'm talking about. I don't know much about music, so I don't know how to break it down, except for that I resonate with it emotionally. She's very, I don't know how to describe her. Ethel Cain coded, or Ethel Cain is Imogen Heap coded, because I think she's the more mature artist. I don't know. I love the song. And Lust for a Vampire. I don't know, I didn't write down the artist for that one, but I'll put it on the screen now. And I love that song too. It's same thing, kind of retro, funky. It's so nice. It's just very, what I want to listen to. Very womanly, very running through a field, very doing witchcraft. That's what it is. And I love it. Okay, so we made it to my final topic, which is books. And now I am not going to hold up the physical copies I have for these books because I don't have physical copies for all of them. I have given some away or listened to it on audiobook or something like that, or got it from the library, and I just don't have a physical copy with me. So the ones I do have physical copies for, I'm just going to not get those out and put them up on the screen to be consistent with the rest of them. Okay, so books. I love how I said all of that, and I'm immediately rescinding it because I do have a physical copy of this one and I do want to show it, but because it's an older, I don't know if it's antique, it's a vintage copy of Nancy Drew. Okay? Nancy Drew. Okay? Okay? Nancy Drew. And yes, it's not perfect. Some marks on it, but the pages are clean. I got this from, I think my great-grandmother had this on my mother's side. And I love Nancy Drew books. I have always loved Nancy Drew. My grandmother loves Nancy Drew. So it's just it's beautiful. I love the vintage setting. She's a girl detective, okay? She's a girl detective. She's that girl. She's in people's business. She's solving crime. She's saving lives, okay? It's serious, but it's also not. It's very comfy, cozy, snuggle up. It's honestly a perfect wind down book because I read a lot of serious literature that can get heavy and that dissuades me from continuing on reading. So having a little break between heavy literature to read some Nancy Drew refreshes my palate, okay? It gets me back in the mood for reading. I love Nancy Drew books. I love Nancy Drew. I love, Half Moon Joe. He is, or I think he completed them now, but he played through all of the vintage Nancy Drew computer games. Same vibe, but these are a bit more wholesome, to be fair. Even though there is some crazy things going on in these books, but these are wholesome too. They go to the ice cream factory, they go dress shopping, they have a little picnic. It's great. And in the games, it's a bit more messy. It's a bit more sassy detective, which she still is in the books, but it's just, these are so cozy and I love them. So Nancy Drew books. Okay, now from now on, I won't show the physical copies. Okay, so the first book I'm going to talk about is Dr. Sleep. Okay, my little kitty is begging for attention. Okay, she's biting on everything. She can't take it. So I have to hold her for a second so she stops interrupting my video. Oh, Dr. Sleep. So Dr. Sleep is the sequel to The Shining. I also read The Shining. I love both of those books. The book, The Shining, blew me away, honestly. And I love the movie. So that's saying something, okay? I love Stanley Kubrick as a director, not as a person, okay? The book, wow, it really blew me away. The internal conflict of Jack Torrance and Danny in respectively The Shining and Dr. Sleep are so interesting. It's really like, it's so good. Like this psychological development, or I guess breakdown. And then, you know, Danny obviously builds himself back up in Dr. Sleep. Anyway, The Shining, scarier. The book is scarier. There's a scene in The Shining, the book, that was not really in the movie. They sort of had they alluded to the scene a little bit. I think he's called the Dog Man. And in the movie, they show him, but they don't show his scenes that were in the book. So in the book, there's some scenes with this Dog Man character that really shook me and still stay with me. Sorry, my cat. She's one of my favorite things. My little kitty. I have two. The other one's over there, chilling, not making a ruckus. Anyway, Dogman. Wow. And same thing with Dr. Sleep. The movie of Dr. Sleep was a bit more faithful to the book, but I did not enjoy the movie as much because the artistic liberty wasn't there. But the casting was great, the acting was great, and I love seeing that story come alive. But the book, I cannot overstate how good the book is for both. Just the psychological, the torment, and the story, and the horror in both, and like the spirit realm, and Shining, and all of those things were so well described, and the plot was so good in both of them. Okay, so I'm going to speak through a couple because I have a lot of books that I like, and I don't want to talk about books the whole time, but a couple of them are... Oh, Hidden Life of Trees. I love that book. It gave me biological insight about trees that I had not known before. And they almost have a social... And they have pro-social behavior. And I studied social sciences in college, so I love learning about that, things like that. And it's just so interesting seeing that of plant life. Really liked it. Recommend. Waves. I think this is by Virginia Woolf. Wow, just beautiful, just touching, very sweet, soft, melancholic, like early 1900s vibe. It's just so good, and I highly recommend it if you're into that sort of era or tone. The Last Days of Socrates by Plato. I was not expecting to be emotionally moved by this book, but by the end of it, I was sobbing, crying. Because obviously it's the last days of Socrates. At the end of the book, he is put to death. So I also apologize for the lighting. I know it's not the best. I hope to improve that going forward. Socrates is put to death. Yeah, at the end I was emotionally torn up about it because Plato's contemporaries were obviously sad, mourning Socrates, and he was their mentor. I thought the open expression of those emotions by these men who are revered for being logical and jet setters in terms of science, and seeing them mourn and cry, and it's just it's good. I really enjoyed it. And also obviously philosophy, very interesting. Robot Dreams by Isaac Asimov is the next one. My favorite sci-fi author, period. I, Robot, that's his story, but Robot Dreams is a collection of short stories. Oh, they're so good. They're so interesting. Just so interesting. Very sci-fi, very AI, tech dystopian. They're so good. I love the stories. There's a central theme. All of them are sort of related to these things like robots, AI, things like that. But the stories are just so good. I love the way he speaks. It's great. Okay, so the next one is Homegoing. I could talk about this book for a long time. Essentially, it's about two sisters in Africa and each subsequent generation from them. So like their children, then their grandchildren, then their grandchildren. It's so good. It's about essentially the diaspora, the African diaspora, and how about slavery and all and wealth and suffering and trauma and racism. It's so good. But it is sort of like a book of short stories in the sense that each chapter is about a new person, or anthology, I guess, or is that just movies and TV? So each chapter is about a new person in this line, and it's great. It's beautiful. It's really beautifully written. The stories are so interesting. I don't think you see a lot of these stories. I highly recommend it. Okay, and lastly, we have The Lottery and Other Stories by Shirley Jackson. Shirley Jackson wrote The Haunting of Hill House. That was very popular. The Mike Flanagan, I think, series he made about that. I've never read Haunting of Hill House, but The Lottery and Other Stories is another book of short stories. And her vibe, in this collection at least, was it was Black Mirror. It was basically like domestic Black Mirror. Like mid-century, we're talking like 1940s and 50s domestic horror. And it was so good. It's probably one of my favorite books. I love the way she writes. I love just everything about it, just the context, the characters. And honestly, The Lottery is probably the most famous story in that collection, and it's probably my least favorite story in it, because every other story is so strong, about such strong, unsettling, very surreal horror, unsettling, but very domestic. We're talking in the house, we're talking about your neighbors, we're talking about in your room, like very just domestic horror, and it's so good. And I love to see just her representation in the literary sphere, in realm. I love her prose and this book. Okay, so I think I've sort of gone over everything I wanted to. I talked about a lot of things. I hope you got some insight about me, or maybe some recommendations on some things you should check out. I do highly recommend all of these things. Obviously, do your own research. Make sure it aligns with you and your life, and that you can move forward with it and want that for your life before you do it. Okay, I'm not a professional in any of these things, obviously. And I know it's not that serious, but I do want to encourage media literacy and thinking for yourself. So don't just see me talk about these things that I enjoy, but I enjoy them in my life, in my day-to-day, in my brain. That's what I enjoy. And thank you so much for being with me, hearing me rant and yap about all these things that I care a lot about. I hope you got to know me a little better. I hope you'll stick around. I have lots more that I want to talk about and do and show you. So I hope to see you in the future. I'm glad I got to share these things with you. I really have a lot of love for them, and I want to share that. Even if you don't get any of these things, or you don't care about any of these things, I want to share the love I have for them. So thank you. Thank you. And I guess see you next time. Bye.